something strong enough to knock me out.
So there I am. You see security on my tail, and my grav drive just chokes. And you know what I find back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen. Worm nearly got me dusted.
Captain here's earned their stripes, bleeding for the fleet.
Now that we've got the legacy, I might work on a few personal projects. Nev and I might have a quiet celebration. Sometimes it's best to steer clear of the Nova. All right, let's see what you need. Here to upgrade that ship of yours? And I need your cash. It's a match made in heaven.
Right now? The patience, I mean. I got a sore hip.
fleet protects our own. But you turn against us, and you're dead.
Well, now that you're big time, you're gonna need even more protection. Now you buy from me, you can look good and protect your ass at the same time. I'll only the best protective gear you can find. Tactical gear is my specialty. Don't leave the key without it. I'm here if you need me.
As long as you put the fleet first, we won't have any problems.
Yeah?
Are you looking to start something? 'Cause I'll finish it.
Some people drink coffee to wake up. Me? I have Bob pour me a shot of whiskey and never go to sleep.
Stopping Sistef is going to bring a lot more attention. But with the credits from the legacy, we can make those people look the other way. I'll probably stick to gathering intel. All the yo-ho-ho and other pirate bluster isn't my style. But that doesn't mean I won't drink a pint with my fellow swashbucklers to celebrate our victory. Most days, though, I prefer a cup of tea. I think so. I figure my new Atlantis contacts are all burned now that the fleet are in the headlines. For now, the plan is to stay here, build some connections, and maybe in a few years I'll get back into the smuggling business. But the ship still works, so if you ever need to hitch a ride, me and my crew would be happy to oblige. Until we meet again.
With that mission board. So for the rest of us, okay?
Need something?
Get a drink? What's your poison? Well, let's have a look now. Next time we need a pint, come and find me.
If you got any spare creds, you just need to unload some junk. Head to the depot.
First, another drink.
Damn. The fleet, after all, knows how to have a good time. Anyone who doesn't, point them to me, and I'll have their pirate's license permanently revoked. There's an entire ritual for it. It involves a barrel, suspenders, and a very short plank. Yeah, why not? There's no better place to spend your creds in, and we've got a lot of creds to spend. But on the other hand, the galaxy's a big place, and I consider myself an equal opportunity drunk. Enjoy yourself.
Too many missions, not enough time.
Nothing like the smell of a dead shark after you cook him with an energy blast.
Need to have Aludra take a look at this kinetic. Recoil's off. Aren't in New Atlantis anymore? Let loose! Be yourself. Drink with me.
Is that how you got Bayou's trust? It's pretty transparent, and dare I say, lazy.
Yeah, but he's a dumbass. And dumbasses like things spelled out like a damned spelling bee. Nah, no veggies in that kind of play. Just meat, potatoes, and...
See, now you're speaking my language. Let's get some food in our bellies first, and maybe later I'll let you pick on my favorites.
A sucker for a good villager scheme.
Maybe. The night is young. With the legacy in hand, the future is looking bright.
Hey, Cap. You hiring? Got some baddies on my tail, and I need a place to lay low. I'm a smuggler. Making enemies comes with a job. This time, I got in over my head and made one who's more dangerous than me. I suppose I can't rightly blame you for that. It's the Varun Zealots. They've been on my tail a while. And they're easy enough to avoid in places like this, but I'm history if they see my ship cruising around the space lanes again. Oh, I'm a real scrapper. Good in a fist fight or in the gunner seat. Doesn't matter to me so long as there's a strong drink waiting when the fight's over. I've also got pretty sticky fingers, if that suits you. They're a group of cultists who operate on the edges of known space. Real nutjobs. They shoot at just about anyone who comes near them. Big on grudges too. That's how I ended up on their radar. If the Varun Zealots don't sound like a problem to you, then I can't wait to see what you're made of. Sure, fine by me. I'm looking forward to the adventure. Sounds like a plan. Let's catch up later. Thanks again for the save.
Always ask for a bigger cutter. It's all about making those credits.
TK says John was bulletproof. I've got a broken rib that says otherwise. Still, did stop the bullet.
looks is, he brought his girl's ring home. What girl?
Shinya says you've been tearing up the mission boards. Gonna take a lot to beat your high score.
Well, if it isn't the pirate who saved the fleet.
Gal back again?
I bet you're just itching to spend
I
all
suppose it's
those
an easy
legacy
mark.
credits at my
They'd
store.
rather pay for insurance than security. Still, it almost seems personal.
I bet I have something that will catch you in an eye.
Or not.
Need more weapons or
I'm in.
ammo? Come see me.
You see, he'll never crush the fleet. They'd have to catch us first.
We may not
Said
have
you've been taking
official
on a ton of
security,
missions.
Chief.
I like
We're
the
always
initiative.
looking out for traitors.
Always listen to Delgado. Unless you want to get keel-hauled across the key.
You check out the Reckoner's Core. She's a beaut, ain't she?
That last job didn't pan out. I need something bigger.
You can get work from the boards near the Reckoner's Core. Voss will make sure you get paid.
If you're doing any listing later, I can spot you.
Ask Jazz about any ship upgrades. Nothing worse than a pirate ship with no personality.
Soon, everyone is going to learn to fear the fleet.
when you joined up, things were bad. It felt like half the fleet wanted out. Now, every thief, bandit, and backwater smuggler wants in. With the creds flowing from the legacy, now we're back to the planning phases, so no big jobs for a while. Damn, do you ever sleep? Aren't there roses you could be smelling somewhere? Look, I know what Dale said, but if you ask me, I think your next move should be to head down to the Nova and get yourself a drink. You've more than earned it. I didn't think you had a chance. Especially after you screwed up that rake job. I thought it was a bad omen. My gut told me to cut bait then. Glad I changed my mind. Are you kidding? You saved the fleet. I don't know if you're a captain, but you damn sure ain't no rook. And here's the key to prove it. No more sleeping in a bunk outside the Nova. You get a room, the gear, the whole nine. Congrats. Hit me up if you got questions. Jazz says she wants to celebrate. Know any good luxury cruises?
Now that you're a legend around here, I'm going to tell everyone it was me who recruited you. Nice to be back on the quay for a bit. I have half a mind to follow you, given how your luck's run as of late. But at the end of the day, I go where the creds go. And right now, all the deals are being cut here at the quay. Why? Is there anything new worth stealing? Because it would have to be pretty tempting for me to leave the quay now. Not that shaking the Carl Fieldings of the world for loose change isn't its own kind of fun. But with the legacy, we're dealing with matters on a whole different scale. Catch you later.
Got a few interesting leads for you. Check the mission boards.
I've got bounties in every system. Idiots will never catch me. Long live the fleet.
We've got a pretty tight security schedule. Regular patrols outside and inside the quay. Notice you've been doing a lot of missions on the board. That ought to shut boss up for a spell. We call UCC staff sharks, but to the fleet, they're just bait.
Shot a few bullseyes at the ranch today. That's worth buying myself a drink. Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the one hand, lost a friend.
Malt grog
But on
is
the
fine
other
if you
hand,
like cheap
I got
moonshine.
the creds.
Give me an Erdebrown lager and I'm
Once I
good.
spend them.
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die. Your choice.
Yeah.
What kind of name is Sysdef anyway?
looking swell today, Cap. Need a hand? Thought you'd never ask, Cap. Bad call on my part, honestly. I ran into a group of them at a spaceport and thought I'd try my hand at stealing some stuff from one of their ships. House Varun stuff sells for a pretty penny to the right people, but it's hard to come by. The Zealots caught me red-handed and chased me out of town. They've been on my tail ever since. Can't go a week without getting shot at. That's why I was hanging at the quay when we met. Only place I felt safe, really. Only stories. I've heard they're a religious cult that worships something called the Great Serpent. It's supposed to live in the stars or something. Their leader's supposed to have dreamed the whole thing up during a grav jump. Guess he had some hallucination where the Great Serpent spoke to him. Don't know if any of that's true, though. No one I know's had a conversation with one of them. Cap, no one's a fan of those nut jobs. I don't know many spacers who could survive a close encounter with a Varun ship. They're lethal. Most people who hang out at the last Nova walk around armed, that's all. Figured that would give me a better shot at survival if the Zealots came calling. If you want to go for it, be my guest. Just ditch my ass at the closest bar first, will you? It's nothing short of a miracle that they haven't killed me yet. I'm not interested in tempting fate. Now, let's talk about something else. My skin's starting to crawl. Gagarin Landing. Your average dead-end mining town. Economy's crap, planet's hostile, locals don't like strangers. You get the drill. Not exactly New Atlantis. I grew up on the street with a handful of other orphans. We got by on pickpocketing and scamming passing pilots at the local market. Wasn't it a bad life, really? Street living was tough, but I liked it there. My gang and I had lots of good times. If the smuggling bug hadn't bitten me, I might have grown old on Gagarin. They're the finest group of vagabonds in the settled systems. None of us had stable families, so we stuck together on the streets for safety. Some left when we grew up, but those of us who hung around became the terror of Gagarin. By the time we were teenagers, there wasn't a clean record among us. We drove security mad for years between the stealing, the vandalism, and the grifts we pulled off. Good times. Yeah, they are. Some stuck with a life of crime, but a few turned legit and opened businesses, or got jobs for the corporations that moved to town recently. Not my bag, but I don't hold it against them. Not a bit. A record's a badge of honor for a girl like me, Cap. Security's booked me for petty theft, vandalism, and attempting to sell contraband. Never done hard time, though. A few weeks in jail, nothing serious. My gang drew the line at violent crime, so we mostly avoided hefty sentences. Must be in my blood, right? Life on the straight and narrows never suited me. Nope, not a clue. They left me in a box outside Chunks when I was a baby and haven't tried to find me since. They didn't even bother to give me a name. People just called me Kiddo until I was old enough to pick something different. Sure, might retire there someday, but that's a long ways off. I'll make do with the occasional visit for the time being. Gagarin's an acquired taste, I'll give you that. That's what I like about it. Been a while now since I got into the business. First hopped on a Trade Authority ship at 18 and I've been working the space lanes ever since. I was lucky enough to work with one of the best smugglers in the galaxy right from the get-go. We made tons of credits scamming and running contraband together. She retired a couple years back and passed her operation on to me. Been flying solo since. Not nearly as much fun, but I make do all right without her. Oh, Caitlin's got a real interesting story. She comes from a rich family and her parents had a thing for collecting ancient art. She was set to inherit a fortune when she grew up, but life with a silver spoon didn't suit her. She ran away from home as a teenager to start smuggling. Knowing her now, you'd never guess she came from money. She's as rough around the edges as I am, but she never lost her taste for expensive stuff from Earth. I tried to scam her. Some buds and I used to steal cargo from the Gagarin spaceport and sell it back to its owner for a higher price. Most people fell for it, but not her. Instead of a handful of credits, she showed up to meet us with 2 armed spacers to demand her goods back for free. I stepped in to negotiate, got them to drop the guns, and even managed a few credits for the stuff. Caitlin was so impressed that she offered me a job on the spot. She has a large book collection. Her prized possession was a book called Paradise Lost that she came across by chance in Aquila City. Personally, I never got through more than a few pages, but to each their own. She insisted it was brilliant, and she's a hell of a lot smarter than me. She's like a big sister to me. I wouldn't trade her for anything. It's too bad she retired before you had a chance to meet her. I think you'd get on well. Jeez, listen to me going on. All this reminiscing's got me feeling like a real sap. It was. Damn good thing this job turned out to be a decent substitute. I might have split by now if it wasn't. Varun zealots or not. Anything else you wanted to ask me? I've missed small talk. I could do this all day. Gagarin Landing. It's an old mining town in the Alpha Centauri system. I grew up on the streets with a gang of other orphans. Got a lot of fond memories of that place. When the time comes to hang up my hat and retire, I'd like to go back. Hope I kept you interested.